Hi everyone, it's Angela from Happy Dotting Company. Today I'm just going to do a very quick video on swoops and swooshes. It's sometimes really difficult for people to get the hang of this, so we're just going to do a little demonstration. I just wanted to point out in this particular mandala we're looking at now, the smaller ones are made with a stylus, which I'm going to show you first, but the bigger ones are made with brush strokes, and we'll do that later. So in this scene here, you can see that I'm using the S2, which stands for Stylus 2mm, from our superset of Happy Dotting Companies. And essentially what I'm doing is just using the same paint that I recommend that all beginners start with, and that is the Americana Deco Art range, or I should say Deco Art Americana range. I'm making a couple of dots to start. Now that is just so that we've got plenty of paint to drag down. So you want to just first start with a couple of dots. Sometimes you need to go back for more paint, and then you just drag the swoosh down. Now the thing is, what you've got to remember is you can't go over the tail of it multiple times, otherwise it will just end up too thick. But you can also use an even smaller stylus to manipulate that point even more if you wanted to. So that's essentially how we do the smaller swooshes and swipes. And now we'll just see a bit of video demonstrating this on different items, and then we'll go on to brushes later. So this one is done with an even smaller stylus. Again, this stylus is available from Happy Dotting Company. And as you can see, I've just made sure there's enough paint on the tool. Again, this is just Deco Art Americana paint, and this is actually in real time, so you see that it's actually quite a slow motion, but you just have to be careful not to go over that tail tip too much. So when you're starting this, you might like to actually just start on some black cardstock, and that's the best way to really get some practice in before you go putting it on any particular art piece. In this video, I wanted to demonstrate that again we're just making some swipes with a stylus tool. This one is the S4, stands for Stylus 4mm. And again, we're putting plenty of paint up the top in the initial dot and just dragging it down. But now we're going to use another finer tool and just to try and manipulate that paint even to a longer line and a finer point. So I just wanted to show you this again. So again, dragging it down, making sure you've got plenty of paint on your tool, and then using the fine stylus to make it finer. In this clip I wanted to show you brush strokes. So I've just shown you the Happy Dotting Company brushes there. Sorry, it's not a good view because I have the brushes so close to the camera, or rather the camera low down to the cardstock that I'm painting on. But I just wanted to point out a few things about the technique here. So firstly, notice that when I place the brush down, I've actually got the bristles pointing towards me. And then there's downward pressure through the brush and then lifting up to the sky as I finish off. So again, you'll notice that the bristles are pointing towards my body, pushing down and then bringing the paint brush up so it thins as it lifts. I'm just going over this one again because the paint was a little bit transparent at the end there. So I hope this helps. It's really important to get your body in a position that suits you and turn your artwork to a position that suits you. In other words, you shouldn't have your artwork in the same spot all the time. You should be moving it around so that you're not putting strain through your hand or your shoulders. But basically, it's the same all the time. So you're putting the bristles facing you and then pushing down the brush and then lifting it up and away. So in this scene you can see the same thing demonstrated here. I would recommend to people to, have a go at a large mandala. First practice on cardstock, obviously, but, the best way to get good at brush strokes is to actually just do lots of them. It's so satisfying and so enjoyable once you get the hang of it, but I do understand it can be frustrating initially. But once you get the hang of it, you can really manipulate your brush into all sorts of interesting shapes, and it can really add a lot of dynamic to your artwork. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you found this helpful. I do recommend Thoughtful Dots for if you were looking for a masterclass on brushstrokes. She is the guru of brushstrokes. Lastly, I just wanted to mention that doing one of these practice sheets is super helpful. We have these dotted sheets available in our website, and also a wrist support can be helpful too. Do remember to turn your work as you're doing it. You really want to not strain your arm or your hand. Thanks everyone. Bye.